Vidhanji, we would like to know what is your subject that you will be speaking on at the Guru Purnima event.
Yeah, hi. Good morning. My greetings to you all. In this session, I'm going to be talking about Kalachakra Dasha and some snapshot methods of Kalachakra Dasha. Now, Kalachakra Dasha, as many of you may have heard or many of you may not have heard, it is called as one of the most benefic or some of the most acceptable Dasha system by Shri Parashar Rishi. So, Parashar Rishi himself calls Kalachakra Dasha as the most acceptable Dasha system. It is universally applicable and it gives brilliant result. But the catch is it is very difficult to calculate. Now, I do not want to get into the calculation part of the Dasha, but I want to give the techniques which can be applied without doing much calculation. So I want to talk about the techniques which are very simple to use and also at the same time are very effective.
Could you also
when I say snapshot, it is like you just look at the chart, look at the various points which I'm going to talk about, and that will give you the basic life patterns of the individuals, like what is that they will achieve in the life, what is the major theme of their life is going to be. So in just like it's a snapshot technique. So that's what I plan to cover in the Guru Purnima event.
Right. If you want to add anything else, as in how the technique has exactly helped people?
The technique can help people, like if you are looking at a blind chart or if you are looking at a chart for the first time, then I think you should use that technique to understand, okay, what is this person here for? What is the major theme of the life of the person? And then, because if you are talking to an engineer and asking him to draw a painting, so that may not be very good advice that you should give, right? So you should understand what is the basic promise in the chart and what a person will be good at, what will be the major theme of his or her life. And then based on that, you can counsel him and guide him accordingly. So that is like a very basic technique to kind of look at.
If I could interject and ask you, you've been using Kalachakra Dasha for quite some time.
Yes.
And we all know the variations in it. I mean, if you could just give me one example, you need not show this horoscope, but if you could just give me one example of the kind of prediction you made out of Kalachakra Dasha, because it's so sensitive of time of birth.
Yeah, it is sensitive to the time of birth. I understand that, like, by changing 1 minute of time, but just by 60 seconds of difference, the Kalachakra Dasha calculation will go off by 2 to 3 months. So 1 minute is equals to 2 to 3 months. And if we have a difference of 5 minutes, then it is almost like years of difference. So it's a very sensitive thing. And the way I have used it is we can take any so the technique which I want to talk about is not very time sensitive in a sense that we all know that the same nakshatra, moon stays in one nakshatra for 1 day, and for 6 hours of the day it stays in the same nakshatra pada. So the technique which I have is about it will remain the same for at least for the 6 hours period. So I mean it will remain in the same pada, and we will just use the pada of the moon to identify the important points, and based on that we can identify the major patterns of the life of the individual. So the other technique which I wanted to talk about is using Ashtakvarga, and I know Sunil sir, I was just talking to Sunil sir like 15 minutes back, and he was like, go ahead and talk about the technique. So I mean the technique is, what you will find is that in the chart of the head of the nations, you will always find that the Ashtakvarga points in the 10th house or 11th house will be maximum. This is applicable. I was looking at the charts. So I think Rajiv Gandhi has 57 points in 11th house. Barack Obama has 48, 49 points in 10th house, and there are so many other charts you can take, and you can always find that the head of the nations will always have the maximum points in the 10th house or 11th house. The reason why this technique will work is that whichever sign or whichever house has the maximum number of points in Ashtakvarga, that house becomes your focus house. That house becomes a very important house in the life of a person. And to be a head of the nation, you have to have a very high status in the life. You have to achieve the highest status because you are the top person in that nation, right? So your status is the highest, right? So that is why the 10th house and 11th house are both are equally important, because 11th house is also the house of your achievement. So it is the highest level of achievement that a human can have, right? Because you are ruling an entire country, right? So in that way, you will always find that the houses which have the highest number of Ashtakvarga bindus have a great importance in the life of an individual.
Vaishali,
Right.
any questions, Vaishali?
Yeah, like we discussed, sir, if Vidhanji could share any remedy related to his favorite planet or something that he finds working time and again very beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about Saturn and the Sade Sati period. So, I mean, I often remember a lot of time people will come for consultations. I mean, I don't look at the charts very often, but some of my friends will reach out to me and they will say, "Can you look at my chart?" So, I just remember a discussion which I had with one of my friend, and she was going through the Sade Sati period. So she was like, "What does the Sade Sati mean? Why I'm having so much of difficult time?" So I told her that Sade Sati is like a washing machine,
Mhm.
and she was like, "What? Are you putting me in washing machine?" I said, "No, you have to you have to understand. It is not like the washing machine, but it is like the washing machine. So it will do to what a washing machine does to dirty clothes is what the Sade Sati will do in your life. So it will shake you, it will splash you with the water, so to take away the dirt out of your life." And she was like, she could not understand. And thereafter, after 3-4 months, she called me and said, "No, what you said is correct. Sade Sati is actually a washing machine. It is giving me such a hard time, but and it is letting go away so many bad things in my life, things which are irrelevant. All that I'm getting out of it." Then she asked me like, "What is a remedy?" So I said, a remedy for Sade Sati is because it is Saturn. Saturn is pleased by the hard work. So wherever, whichever house the moon is, wherever Saturn is transiting, if you do the hard work related to those houses without having any selfish motive, that is the best remedy for Sade Sati. That has always worked, and I have generally told people that any house in which Saturn is transiting, or if you are having Sade Sati, just make sure that you are grounded, you are doing what you are supposed to do without getting deluded, without getting depressed, without having the feeling of why do I have to face this? Because remember, Saturn Sade Sati is your washing machine. So when you are in washing machine, you will be twisted and tumbled, splashed with the hot water, cold water, and be done with a lot of things. So I mean that's the tip which I wanted to share.
That's amazing. Thank you so much because this is often asked by people. So it's a great remedy and I'm sure it will be very helpful to everyone. Thank you, Vidhanji.
Thank you.
Vidhanji, I'm not going to say thank you to you because I hate you. You just summed all of Saturn's significance as a washing machine, and that's my life. It's a perennial Sade Sati happening to me all my life, and I'm quite sure many of us would agree that even they are going